Alright guys, it's Stephen here on the Transfer Target on BlueMoonRisingTV, and we are back to sift through all the gossip and all the news and all things Manchester City. We've had the Euros now, so we're back to the important stuff. And there's one little bit of information that really grabbed my head at the weekend, and that's the potential signing of Ter Stegen. Now I think we'd all admit that Joe Hart didn't have his best Euros. He was a little bit susceptible to shots down to his left. He made a few mistakes and kind of got a little bit of criticism. In general, it's a little bit harsh. He's been an excellent keeper for Man City. He's been absolutely top class at times. Even Messi said he's a phenomenal keeper on his day, and we'd all agree with that. But I think it's fair to say Pep is probably not 100% certain of Joe Hart's stature as City's number one, because there is some question marks about his overall game, be it with the ball at his feet, and obviously that's a big part of how Pep plays. And this is where Ter Stegen comes into it. We've been linked to loads of keepers recently. We've been linked to Rulli at Sociedad, a few others as well, like Claudio Bravo's been vaguely linked, and also now Ter Stegen as well. £15 million for one of the best young keepers in world football. That'd be a bargain as far as I'm concerned. No one wants to see Joe Hart replaced, but I think it's fair to say he needs a bit of a push at the moment. Caballero, Richard Wright, none of these have really kind of pushed him to the level that he should be at. He's had a bit of an easy ride because he's kind of assured of his place as number one. And I think the likes of Ter Stegen coming in, pushing him to a high level or even displacing him is only good for City, because it means one or two things. We get a better keeper if he's our number one, or two, Joe Hart gets even better and ousts him from that position. So it's win-win really. For 15 million, yeah, I would take this in a heartbeat because I think he's an excellent player. It just depends if Ter Stegen's willing to come to City and battle for that number one shirt, because there'd be no guarantees he'd be there, and I think it'd be Joe Hart would start initially. It's got to be on the middle rings for now, because I think there's a bit of work to do there, but we are definitely in for a keeper, and I'm 100% certain we'll see one come in before the transfer window shuts. Elsewhere, there's a little bit of nonsense. Vincent Kompany to Besiktas. What is that about? Now, allegedly, the Turkish club want him on loan for a year. No, just no. That's a load of tosh. There's no way we're letting our captain go, because one, he's our captain. Two, he's top class. Three, we need him around the squad. And four, just no. No, Vincent Kompany is here to stay. He's Manchester City's skipper. He's a huge influence around the dressing room regardless. And Pep himself said during his first press conference, the most important thing for Vincent Kompany himself is to be fit, because he's a magnificent defender. They were his words, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. I still think he'll get back to full fitness. I think he'll be back at the heart of defence next year, and I think he'll be to the level that we all know he can be. So that one's going to go as far as it can on the outside rings, because he's going nowhere from the club. He's staying right at the heart of City's defence next season. Elsewhere, there's been a little bit of progress on Marlos Moreno. I'm not sure if you remember, but we mentioned him about a week or two ago on the Transfer Target. He's a 19-year-old Colombian wonder kid. That term's bandied around a lot, but he comes with a lot of praise. Tim Vickery, one of the BBC's correspondents, says he's the most exciting young talent he's seen in South America since the likes of Neymar and Aguero and all that lot, which is massive praise for a young lad of that age. But he seems to be very skillful, very hard-working, very fast, scores goals, a big lad as well. He seems to be very exciting. And the latest rumours are that we've signed him. According to Ojogo, who are a Portuguese football site, they seem to know their stuff about about South American players, because obviously there's a lot of young South American players go to Portugal. So I kind of trust their opinion on this a little bit. The rumours are we got him for €9 million, which would be a snip for if he is as good as everyone says he is. He's going to go I'm going to put him on the inside ring, because I think that's more or less a done deal. I think he might be loaned out at first, and that is the rumour. But it's a very interesting one, and one that I would like to see happen, because I think we need to start kind of getting these young players in before they become world stars, instead of paying £30 million for them 2 or 3 years down the line. And elsewhere, and finally, the final name is Leonardo Bonucci, that man again. This has been back and forth. It's constantly back and forth in the press. But the latest rumours are that City are confident of signing him. Make of that what you will. But what we're allegedly going to do, and our new tactic, is to put a bit of pressure on him financially, because he's only earning, which is still going to be a lot of money, €3.7 million at Juventus, and we're apparently willing to go as high as €8 million, which is a massive pay increase for a 29-year-old defender. It's worth considering that he's an Italian 29, so therefore he's got another about 7 years ahead of him. Look at Cannavaro, Nesta, Maldini, all these players played into their mid to late 30s at a very high level. So Bonucci, 51 million, it sounds a lot, but look at what United are paying for Pogba, allegedly. Look at what Watford turned down for Igalo and Troy Deeney. 51 million these days, It's probably not that much at all, and he's world class, possibly the best centre-back in the world football at the moment. He's that good. I would take him in a heartbeat. I think the decision now comes on him as a player. Juventus are apparently already lining up Bonucci as a potential replacement. They might think, do you know what, for 35 million plus profit, we'll get a very good defender in Bonucci and make a lot of money by letting go Bonucci. He could be tempted by this. I'm hoping that Pep gets on the phone and speaks to him because I really want to see him play next season because I think he's fantastic. But yeah, so that one's going to kind of stay in the middle rings for now because I think there's a little bit of work before he moves in and I don't think he's as far out as some people realise. I think there's potential there. But that's it for the transfer target today. Have you seen any other rumours knocking about? What do you make of Moreno? Have you seen him? Have you done the YouTube search like we all have? Bonucci, can we finally persuade him to join City? Ter Stegen, is he going to be like the long-term challenger for Joe Hart? And Vincent Kompany, is he going? No, he's not going anywhere. That's my opinion anyway. But yeah, Blues, get in the comments below. If you haven't already, subscribe for all your updates for all things Man City and transfers. Drop a like in the video and we'll see you soon.